Hey, Route 66 travelers. Today we are taking an exit off the highway and having our rest stop in the book of Deuteronomy, where we talked about God's love and his provision through second chances. Moses was delivering a set of sermons in the book of Deuteronomy, which we said was the second telling of the law. And so he had to deliver that to the new generation of Israel as they were preparing to enter the promised land, their second chance to do that. And his main point to them was, hey guys, don't miss this opportunity again. And he did so through 4 lessons in those set of sermons that we talked about. The first was, this time around, guys, listen. Open these up and listen. You don't want to end up with regret again. Your ancestors and forefathers already had to spend 40 years wandering in the wilderness because they didn't listen. So listen this time around. Because remember, it's not about the try and fail. It's about the never tried. So this time, try listening. And to understand why it's important to listen, I want you to recall all the Lord has done for you. Lesson 2. He said, if we go through an idea of the history and remembering what God has done, both the negative and the positive, it'll help us realize why we need to listen this time to take hold of this opportunity the second time around. Because we remember from the past for a reason, not because it's meant to shame us, but it's meant to teach us, for us to learn so that we can get better in the future. Then we can take that second chance opportunity and we can strive to fulfill lesson 3, to love God and to obey God. Remember, this was a twofold concept with relationships and rules. First, we're in a covenant relationship, just like Israel was. Our primary key verse, chapter 6, verse 5, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. And we said we'd heard that before. It's because, see, Jesus didn't come to abolish law, he came to fulfill it. So in Matthew 22, that's where he said, in response to the question, what's the greatest commandment? To love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second is like it, to love your neighbor as yourself. That all the law and the prophets hinge upon that. And in conjunction with that, then we are also in a set of covenant rules. There are commandments that he's given us. And Jesus said this in John 14:15. He said, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. And we talked about how in verse 21 and 23, for 3 times in the same chapter, he says that if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. Reiterating that because the idea of the relationship and the rules that we have with God, it requires a call to action. It has to be put to practice. It's not just about learning it together or learning it individually in conjunction with our communication with God, but to apply it out there in our lives that we're living every day. Remember, love equals obedience. And then Moses finished up with a promise and a warning that you always have a choice and it will always make a difference. The choice you choose to make will create the outcome that happens. So you always have a choice and it always makes a difference. Now, I challenge you to do some homework, and I want to remind you about that as you prepare to study together on a deeper level. I want you to remember to recall what second chance you might need. And then in doing so, take that and apply the 4 lessons throughout the rest of this week. Each day, go to God in prayer. Seek the second chance by listening to what he may want to say to your heart. Second, recall and remember everything that God has done each day. Own what that second chance is, what he's done positively for you or how it's affected you negatively and how that is actually working toward a goal in your life. Then love him and obey him with what he tells you to do on that. Ask him to reveal what that is to you so you can continue to try again. And then make correct choices. Make correct choices so that you can follow through in the future with what he desires. Remember, it's not about the try and fail. It's about the never tried. So act now on your second chance. Hey, don't forget, keep memorizing and hiding God's word in your heart as a protection and as a tool to fight against the devil in your life. Enjoy going deeper, either on your own with your family or with friends in a study. And we will see you this coming Sunday, 10 a.m., as we get back on the highway and continue our journey on Route 66 with the book of Joshua. Until then, happy studying.